I have a bit of a bad habit when it comes to iRacing of showing what is the worst, my most frustrating moments, the worst of iRacing, and not necessarily the best of my moments. And I think that might be rooted in being self-conscious that like my highest moments, my best moments aren't that great, right? They're not all super superb, right? I'm not always the guy winning races. Wins are a little bit rare between events for me. I often see my friends get wins much more easily than me, and so I think that I am hesitant to upload what I'm hesitant to say. Oh, this is me at my best, because I'm afraid of it being a poor matchup. But here we have something a little bit different in that I'm showing you both my highs and my lows, and they happened within a week of each other. We're going to be at two different tracks, but these events are within just a few days. And instead of just showing you the worst and saying, look at how awful this is, I'm going to show you both. And also know that here we go to Iowa. I am the worst here. And this isn't an issue where other people do something and they need to be protested. This is an issue where I do something awful. So here we are. You can see I lose 2 positions. We're coming into the last couple laps of this race, and I have been falling back the entire time. I am now outside of the top 10. I qualified 4th, and I have been dropping steadily this entire time. And I spent a lot of time in the beginning and middle of this race trying to keep up with the cars in 4th, 5th, 6th position, and burnt my tires up significantly. So now here we are in the last few laps of the race. I am just what we could compare to as cannon fodder, just getting passed by every single person on the track who comes up to my bumper. And here we have a white car right behind me coming into turn 1, and they give me a pretty big bump on the final lap of turn 1 and send me into the wall, and that was the final straw in my mind, not a justification. So here I try to do what is the most disgusting slide job of all time, and it is a slide job, but we can all assume that is going to be against the sporting code. This guy does wreck me a couple times afterwards, try to run into me, I would say I was going to say equal, but I don't know that we're equal there. He wrecks me into turn 1. I do a horrible slide job. He has, some pretty awful things after the race. I did some pretty awful things during the race, but that is the absolute lowest. And from that moment in iRacing, for the next few days, I was worried, checking my email constantly for waiting that protest result and getting a ban. This would have been my first offense, but eventually nothing came, and I just was really worried for days, and it really made me reassess my iRacing competition, my iRacing contribution, my iRacing experience, the way I was putting myself into racing. And it really made me reconsider my approach and everything like that, because I realized that if I did get banned from iRacing, I was probably just going to quit sim racing altogether, because at this point I've been a member for, this is about to be my 4th year. I think we just hit 4 years actually. I've spent a lot of money. I think the total was like over $600 in 4 years, which is a very decent chunk of change for me. And so I realized that I would just quit sim racing, because at this point in sim racing, there's nothing else that I would want to go do main time, or full time rather. R Factor 2 is now out, LMU is in. I love LMU, but I wouldn't want to just hyper focus on that one thing. Which also leads us to ACC. I wouldn't want to just hyper-focus on GT3, and even between LMU and ACC, I wouldn't want to just drill down, so specifically, and I wouldn't be interested in something like Race Room or any of the other options really out there for me, AMS2. So I realized if I got banned from iRacing, that was going to be it for me in sim racing, which really made me readjust the way I was taking part in the service. And so here we have, as a result of that, we are going to win here at Rockingham, which is not even a track that I intended on racing at the onset of the season, but I'm glad that we stuck with it, turned it around, and let's do some donuts for the win here through the grass on the pavement, just absolutely burning her down. So yeah, a great time after some real bad time. But let me know if you guys have had any similar experiences to that, if you've been protested. Definitely curious about how it went for you. We'll see you guys in the next one.